Good evening. With all of the misconceptions on meditation, I have done the research and I am bringing you science to help lay down any of the skeptics. I am the owner of Conscious Freedom. I use some science to support mindfulness practices such as meditation, the use of binaural beats. So thoughts are what create our beliefs. Our beliefs are what create our behaviors. The scientific evidence that I am presenting to you is brought to you by the National Institute of Health.gov, which will be somewhere on the screen. We have the ability to change our beliefs and our behaviors by first changing our thoughts. Have shown that what our beliefs are or what we perceive to experience can affect how our body functions. This means that our thoughts and beliefs can have a significant impact on our physical body. This also means there's a direct connection between the mind and the body. Contrary to common knowledge, medicine actually works on our belief systems by triggering certain synapses between different regions of the brain, which they could direct and tell how to operate in certain ways, such as if you believe a certain medication therapy is going to work, there's a stronger possibility that it will work because our belief system is what directs our bodies. The use of mindfulness, such as meditation, listening to binaural beats, and other mindfulness practices, work on the reticular activating system, which is also known as the RAS. This system is found on the brainstem and the cerebral cortex. The cerebral cortex is the physical aspects of the brain that we may see on an image that we can see with the naked eye. It's responsible for attention and the conscious perception of stimuli in the environment. RAS is also responsible for neuroplasticity, which is the ability of the brain to rewire itself when needed. Also known to regulate motor function or movement, higher mental functions, personality and intelligence, motivation, emotional regulation, and memories. It works as a sensory filtration system where it determines what needs to be brought to the conscious awareness. Simply put, connecting our subconscious thoughts to our conscious thoughts is a great way to improve our RAS. And you could do this through meditation practices or mindfulness practices. These mindfulness practices have shown scientific evidence in multiple studies of improved brain function. When the use of binaural beats have been studied, the results from the EEG graph showed evidence of brain synchronization occurring. What this means in simple terms is that the waveforms on the graph or the actual lines kind of create a sort of uniformity in shape throughout the whole longevity of the binaural beats studies. Research studies of meditation presented MRI scans showing significant increase in volume and density of gray matter. We'll discuss the difference between volume and density in just a second, but what is gray matter? Gray matter in the brain holds neurons, which process information, such as sensory perception, voluntary movement, learning, memory, and cognition. At birth, volume of gray matter increases tremendously up until the age of 8. Up until the age of 20, density of gray matter increases tremendously. As we age, both volume and density decreases, and sometimes when that happens, we can develop different types of dementia, specifically Alzheimer's. More than likely, we know someone that's close to us that has suffered from Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's kills neurons, and remember, neurons are responsible for sending and receiving signals for brain and body functions. So back to volume and density. Volume is the space that the brain allots for the neurons, while density is the mass or the weight of neurons in that space. So these both decrease as we age, and sometimes when that happens, it can lead to different types of dementia, including Alzheimer's. Results from these studies have shown that with consistent meditation lasting longer than 8 weeks, present MRI scans that reveal significant increase the volume and the density of gray matter. Remember that gray matter is filled with neurons, which are responsible for processing information. The study also reveals there's a significant increase in white matter. White matter acts as a communication pathway for signals to flow throughout the brain. The abundance of white matter can positively affect mood. Another responsibility of white matter is to slow down the aging process. Again, to mention, the increase in gray matter in the study of meditation showed improved cognition, reduction in brain degeneration, and transformation of the brain structure itself, which is really promising. Meditation actually works with the central nervous system. The central nervous system comprises the brain and spinal cord, in charge of receiving and sending sensory information. Meditation triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, which is a specific function of the sympathetic nervous system that focuses on relaxation. So, for example, a stimuli, the thing or thought in the environment, activates the central nervous system, which then starts to process that information from the stimuli. Then it triggers either the sympathetic or the parasympathetic nervous system. In this case, meditation actually triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, which focuses on relaxation. The central nervous system is the brain and spinal cord. Parasympathetic nervous system connects to the rest of the body. So one last bit of research that I did was on Reiki, or universal life force energy. Research showed significant activation in the parasympathetic nervous system. So this means relaxation was significantly increased in the body, which promotes healing and pain reduction. Chronic anxiety, pre-operative, which is before surgery, can lead to significant increases in mortality rates, post-operative or after surgery. However, in these studies that I looked into, the PNS was significantly increased, which relaxation with as an additional therapy to whatever therapy they were already currently on, lowered these mortality rates because the relaxation response was significantly activated. How exactly does Reiki work with the PNS? Vagus nerve, which is the nerves of the PNS, or the parasympathetic nervous system, is activated. So the vagus nerve is responsible for involuntary and unconscious activities of the body, so such as the digestive, the heart, and the immune system. Scientifically, Reiki works on the subconscious, but if you are familiar with Reiki or universal life force energy, you can actually sense it, like the sense of touch. Sometimes feeling with your heart is what it's referred to, or even other sensation like an awareness of it. I've provided you with a lot of science to support the use of mindfulness, and possibly some extra knowledge that you may have not known about different body systems. I hope that this gives you a little more confirmation towards, starting meditation practices or mindfulness, or continuing your journey on that. Live in a world that relies on scientific evidence, and I thought this would be a great way to show you hardcore facts. All of the research that I have presented to you, you can find on that website, so you can do your own research and see it for yourself. Please come back to the channel for future videos, any kind of past videos where I share my mindfulness practices with everyone. And I appreciate you staying for this whole video. Thank you so much.